to the show, everybody. So listen, whether it's getting your partner to do more housework or getting your colleagues to back your latest idea at work, we all end up spending considerable amounts of time trying to be persuasive.
So how can we sharpen our skills and become more persuasive in our everyday lives? Well, leadership expert Kendra Reddy is back to show us how. Great to see you.
Thank you. So good to be back. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna dive right into it because you say there is a difference between being persuasive and then trying to convince.
Yes.
What's the difference?
Yeah, okay, so convince happens through force, right? I'm trying to force you to change your mind by using facts and data. Persuasion happens through appeal. So you're trying to help someone change their view on things in the hope that they might change their attitude or their belief. But those words, right, convince, persuade, influence, they get all tangled up and they kind of have this like manipulative, I'm gonna take advantage of you sort of feel, right? And it creates this energy of desperate. People can sense and feel when you're trying to use tactics on them. It sets up almost like a tug of war dynamic and both sides are digging their heels in.
I feel like we felt that on the show sometimes. I've done that. Probably you. Oh my God. So how do we avoid? This is the important question. How do we avoid that energy and approach these kind of conversations from sort of a more neutral place?
Yeah. So I'd say the first thing is stop trying to make anyone do anything and start listening with curiosity. Not listening for like how to get your point across or listening for flaws in their logic, but you really want to listen for like, how do they see things? Where are they coming from? And when you can approach it with curiosity like that and put your own agenda down for a minute, not abandon it, but just set it aside, only when people feel like they've been heard are they going to care at all about anything that you have to say.
Oh, very good.
That's a good one.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, here we go. We're going to throw a bunch of scenarios at you, Kendra, and you're going to help guide us through how we can ultimately get what we want, I guess, but in a persuasive way.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the first one. How do I persuade my husband and child to do more work around the house?
So common. I'd say instead of complaining or nagging, you want to talk about the impact it's having on you and then make a direct request. So it could sound like this. Hey fam, I noticed that I'm doing the lion's share of all the housework, and not only is it draining my energy, but I'm starting to feel resentful. So as a family, I'd love us to talk about how do we renegotiate the workload. Then it makes it about all of you, and it starts a more useful conversation.
Okay.
Okay, good try.
That's better than, pick up the phone!
I'm not doing this!
Sorry.
You're safe. You're safe. I got you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's turn to the workplace because some people struggle with talking to their bosses about working overtime and maybe going home on time. So, what's the best way to approach that with our bosses?
Lots of people struggle. I'd say don't go in and lead with what you can't or won't do anymore because all your boss is going to hear is no, and they're going to panic about how is the work going to get done if you're not here. So I would suggest going in with a solution. Make a high-level plan of how resources might be reallocated so that the work gets done and you get to leave on time. So you could be like, hey, boss, listen, I know we're really busy, I know resources are scarce, and this is unsustainable for me right now. So I put a plan together on how we can maybe do things differently and I can still leave on time. Would you be willing to try it just for a couple weeks? And if it doesn't work, then we can figure something else out.
Just come with the solution.
Come with the solution.
That's great.
Yeah.
That feels great.
Yeah.
Okay, next scenario, I think a lot of people are going to be able to relate to this. How to talk to your aging parents about their death plans and aging. This is a tough conversation. How do we handle this?
Yeah, Mel, death is so complex and it's so sensitive. Most of us aren't comfortable thinking about it for ourselves, never mind talking to someone else about it. So I'd say allow a lot of time and space, right? It's probably going to be a series of conversations instead of a checklist of like, well, where's your will? What kind of funeral do you want, right? You can also ask some questions. So like, hey, Mom, how do you see the next 10 years of your life unfolding? Or what was it like for you when your parents started to age? I just had a baby. Should I be thinking about a will or retirement? And the answers to those questions are probably going to give you some clues to where they're at and what kind of planning they may or may not have done.
Wow. Love that.
Yeah.
Kendra, to sum up this conversation, I've made notes, believe me. What would you say are the top 3 secrets to communicating with persuasion?
Okay. I'd say 1, drop your agenda. People will reveal themselves to you when they really feel heard and cared for. 2, I'd say listen with curiosity. No one wants to be forced into anything, and if they are, you're going to get compliance, not buy-in. And 3rd, progress over perfection. We're never going to convince 100% of the people 100% of the time to do exactly what we want. But by engaging in that process and having those sort of more difficult conversations, you are going to get more information and more context that's going to help inform what's next.
Kendra, what a great chat.
Yeah, that was
Thank you.
Really
I love it.
useful
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hey there, what did you think? Drop your comments below and join the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can find more on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. See you soon.